Imagine a time before modern technology, before cranes, computers, and advanced engineering. A time when civilizations, using only their hands, their knowledge of the stars, and their unbreakable will, built structures so magnificent that they became legends. The 7 wonders of the ancient world are not just buildings, they are symbols of humanity's ambition, artistry, and engineering genius. Some were built to honor gods, others to commemorate victories, and some were crafted purely to defy time itself. But only one of them still stands today. Each of these wonders was massive, incredible, and unlike anything that had been seen before. They were the skyscrapers of their age, the ultimate displays of power, wealth, and devotion. Today, we embark on a journey across time to uncover the stories behind these legendary marvels. From towering pyramids to colossal statues, from floating gardens to magnificent temples, we will relive the awe that these wonders inspired in the people who saw them centuries ago. Buckle up, because this isn't just history. This is a journey through the impossible. The Great Pyramid of Giza. Let's begin with the oldest and only surviving wonder, the Great Pyramid of Giza. Built over 4,500 years ago, it remains one of the most mysterious structures in human history. Imagine standing before a towering limestone monument that was once covered in smooth white casing stones that shimmered under the Egyptian sun. At 481 feet tall, it was the tallest structure on Earth for nearly 4,000 years, a record it held until modern skyscrapers were built.
Constructed as a tomb for Pharaoh Khufu, the pyramid is estimated to contain 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing up to 80 tons. How these massive stones were moved and placed so precisely, without modern machinery, remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of all time. Inside, narrow passages lead to hidden chambers deep within. No gold or treasures were ever found in Khufu's pyramid, only a silent, empty tomb. Was it looted? Or was it never meant to hold riches in the first place? The mystery lingers to this day. Even after thousands of years of earthquakes, erosion and looting, the Great Pyramid still stands, a monument to human ambition, ingenuity and endurance.
2. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Unfortunately, we will not be able to visit all these places no longer. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon are one of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world. Described as a breathtaking paradise, this legendary wonder is said to have been built by King Nebuchadnezzar II around 600 BC in present-day Iraq. It is believed that the gardens were constructed to please his wife, Queen Amytis, who longed for the lush greenery of her homeland. But what made these gardens so remarkable? Imagine a multi-tiered structure, rising like a green mountain in the heart of the desert. Towering terraces were filled with exotic plants, fragrant flowers, and cascading waterfalls. It is said that an advanced irrigation system transported water from the Euphrates River to the highest levels of the gardens, an incredible feat of engineering for the time. Some accounts suggest that complex pumps, pulleys, and aqueducts were used to ensure that the entire structure remained lush and vibrant, even in the scorching Babylonian heat. Ancient historians, such as Strabo and Philo of Byzantium, describe the gardens as a spectacle beyond imagination. The beauty, symmetry, and sheer scale of the gardens were unmatched, making them an architectural and botanical marvel. But here's the mystery. No archaeological evidence of the gardens has ever been found. There are no ruins, no inscriptions, no definitive proof that they truly existed. Some scholars believe the gardens were purely a myth, inspired by poetic descriptions rather than an actual structure. Others suggest that they may have existed in Nineveh, built by the Assyrians rather than the Babylonians. If the gardens were real, they were likely destroyed by earthquakes or conquests, vanishing from history without a trace. Despite this uncertainty, The legend of the Hanging Gardens continues to captivate the imagination. Whether real or mythical, they remain a symbol of human ambition, engineering brilliance, and the eternal desire to create beauty even in the most inhospitable places. 3. The statue of Zeus at Olympia. The statue of Zeus at Olympia was one of the most awe-inspiring religious monuments of the ancient world, a symbol of power and divinity crafted to honor the supreme god of Greek mythology, Zeus. Erected around 435 BC inside the Grand Temple of Zeus, this masterpiece was created by the renowned sculptor Phidias, the same artist who sculpted the Athena Parthenos in Athens. Imagine stepping into the Grand Temple, the scent of burning incense filling the air as torches flicker against massive marble columns. Before you stands a colossal statue of Zeus, towering at an estimated 40 feet, 12 meters tall, nearly touching the ceiling. Crafted from ivory and gold, the statue radiated an ethereal glow. Zeus sat on a massive, intricately carved throne, holding a statue of Nike, the goddess of victory, in his right hand, and a golden scepter topped with an eagle in his left. The throne itself was an extraordinary work of art, adorned with precious stones, gold, and elaborate reliefs depicting Greek myths and heroic legends. The sheer scale and craftsmanship of the statue left visitors in awe. Many believed they were truly in the presence of the king of the gods. The statue of Zeus was not only a religious icon, but also a symbol of Greek artistic and engineering excellence. However, despite its grandeur, this wonder did not survive the ravages of time. Historians believe it was moved to Constantinople, modern-day Istanbul, where it was eventually destroyed in a great fire in the 5th century AD. Though nothing remains of this magnificent statue today, ancient texts and artistic depictions ensure that the legacy of Zeus at Olympia lives on, forever etched into history as one of the greatest achievements of classical art and devotion. 4. The Temple of Artemis at Ephesus. The Temple of Artemis at Ephesus was not just a place of worship, it was a symbol of grandeur, devotion, and artistic mastery. Built in 550 BC in the ancient city of Ephesus, modern-day Turkey, it was dedicated to Artemis, the Greek goddess of the hunt, fertility, and the moon. This temple was unlike anything the world had seen before. Imagine standing before a colossal structure, stretching 450 feet long and 225 feet wide, making it twice the size of the Parthenon in Athens. 127 towering marble columns, each 60 feet high, supported the massive roof, gleaming in the sunlight. The temple was surrounded by an open-air courtyard where sacred rituals, festivals, and grand processions were held in honor of Artemis. Inside the temple, an enormous statue of Artemis made of gold, silver, ebony, and black stone stood as the centerpiece. Unlike the traditional image of Artemis as a hunter, this statue depicted her as a fertility goddess, adorned with multiple symbols of abundance and power. Pilgrims from across the ancient world traveled to Ephesus to offer sacrifices, gifts, and prayers, making the temple one of the most significant religious sites of its time. But the Temple of Artemis suffered multiple destructions and reconstructions. In 356 BC, a man named Herostratus set fire to it, seeking to immortalize his name through destruction. The Ephesians, determined to restore their sacred temple, rebuilt it even more magnificently. However, in 267 AD, a Gothic invasion left the temple in ruins once again. By the 5th century AD, Christianity had spread across the Roman Empire, and the Temple of Artemis, once the pride of Ephesus, was ultimately abandoned and left to decay. Today, only a single reconstructed column remains, standing as a lonely reminder of one of the most glorious wonders of the ancient world. Though lost to time, the Temple of Artemis remains a testament to human ambition, architectural brilliance, and devotion to the divine. 5. The Mausoleum at Halicarnassus. Built in 350 BC, the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus was no ordinary tomb. It was a symbol of grandeur and power, built to ensure that the memory of Mausolus, the Persian satrap of Caria, would never fade. This towering structure combined Greek, Egyptian, and Lycian architectural elements, making it one of the most unique and magnificent buildings of its time. Standing at 148 feet, 45 meters high, the mausoleum was adorned with stunning friezes and statues, including depictions of warriors, chariots, and mythological creatures. At its peak, a grand sculpture of Mausolus and his wife Artemisia stood proudly in a chariot, watching over the city below. For centuries, the mausoleum stood strong, surviving wars and conquests. But it was earthquakes between the 12th and 15th centuries that finally reduced it to rubble. Today, only its foundations remain, though its influence on architecture can still be seen in modern tomb designs around the world. Even in ruins, the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus remains one of the most celebrated funerary monuments in history, a testament to the power of memory and human craftsmanship. Six, the Colossus of Rhodes. Standing over 100 feet, 30 meters tall, the Colossus of Rhodes was a monumental bronze statue of Helios, the Greek sun god, built in 280 BC to commemorate the island's victory over an invading force. Constructed using iron and bronze, the statue stood near the harbor, its gleaming surface reflecting the Mediterranean sun. Some legends claim that the Colossus stood with 1 foot on each side of the harbor, though this is unlikely due to the engineering limitations of the time. Unfortunately, this wonder was short-lived. In 226 BC, a powerful earthquake struck Rhodes, snapping the statue at the knees and sending it crashing to the ground. For centuries, the massive broken remains lay where they fell, becoming a famous sight for travelers until they were eventually melted down. Though it stood for just over 50 years, the Colossus remains a symbol of Rhodes's resilience and artistic ambition, and its legend continues to inspire modern monuments, including the Statue of Liberty. 7. The Lighthouse of Alexandria. A marvel of engineering, the Lighthouse of Alexandria guided sailors safely into the bustling port of Alexandria, Egypt, for nearly 1,500 years. Built by order of Ptolemy around 280 BC, this lighthouse stood between 330 and 400 feet tall, making it one of the tallest man-made structures of the ancient world. Using a massive mirror system, the lighthouse reflected sunlight during the day and used a fire beacon at night, ensuring ships could navigate the treacherous waters surrounding the harbor. It became an essential tool for maritime travel and a symbol of Egyptian ingenuity. However, a series of devastating earthquakes between the 10th and 14th centuries gradually destroyed the lighthouse, and by the 1400s, it was gone. Today, parts of its ruins lie submerged beneath the waters of Alexandria. Though it no longer stands, the Lighthouse of Alexandria set the standard for future lighthouses and maritime engineering worldwide. So, the 7 wonders of the ancient world were more than just architectural marvels. They were bold statements of human ingenuity, ambition, and artistic brilliance. Each of these wonders stood as a testament to the civilizations that created them, monuments of faith, power, and unparalleled craftsmanship. Though time, natural disasters, and conquests have reduced most of these wonders to ruins, their legacy endures. The stories of the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the statue of Zeus at Olympia, the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus, the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus, the Colossus of Rhodes, and the Lighthouse of Alexandria continue to captivate historians, artists, and dreamers alike. They have inspired countless generations to reach beyond their limits, to build, to create, and to leave something behind that stands the test of time. Even though 6 of these wonders have vanished, they have not been forgotten. Their grandeur has been immortalized through ancient texts, artistic depictions, and modern reconstructions, ensuring that their spirit lives on. Perhaps the greatest lesson the 7 wonders teach us is that human achievement knows no bounds. Whether through towering pyramids, majestic statues, or grand temples, our ancestors showed us what is possible when creativity, devotion, and determination come together. So, as we stand in the modern world, surrounded by skyscrapers, space stations, and digital revolutions, let us remember that the desire to create the extraordinary has always been within us. And just like the ancients, we too are building the wonders of tomorrow. Thank you for joining this journey through history. The past may be gone, but its wonders will never fade.